Hello, everyone. Greetings, fellow innovators. I am Juan Ferrin, your host for this stellar voyage titled Leveraging Generative AI in Computer Vision, Exploring Use Cases. It's exciting to see so many curious minds, which they're all eager to explore the intersection of computer vision and generative AI. So before we start, we need to ensure a smooth journey. Let's establish some ground rules here. Please fire away with your questions. Our expert panel will answer them during the Q&A session after the presentation. Just type them into the chat window, which is on the lower right side of your screen. This entire webinar is being recorded, so you can revisit any part of today's discussion at your convenience for future reference. For optimal communication clarity, I've temporarily muted everyone's microphones. We'll be prioritizing transmission relevant to our mission. At imagevision.ai, our core mission is to empower businesses with computer vision, also known as Vision AI solution, for smarter decision-making. We harness the capabilities of computer vision technology to boost industries by achieving unprecedented levels of automation, accuracy, and productivity. This technological advancement, it's not just about keeping pace with this digital age. It's about transforming how businesses they operate and they thrive within it. We are also proud to be recognized by CIO Tech Outlook as one of the top 10 most promising computer vision startups in 2024. Our solution landscape, it spans across various industries, including packaging, bottling, FMCG, transportation, healthcare, pharmaceutical, and security and surveillance. Our commitment is first and foremost to our customers. We strive to deliver innovative, reliable, and scalable computer vision solution that is not only to meet, but also to exceed expectations. These solutions, they've been crafted to improve various aspects of businesses, from enhancing product quality, streamlining processes, to enriching the customer experiences, and also fostering innovation, which is all aimed at driving sustainable growth. Generative AI is exploding in popularity. It has breathed new life into the world of art. I believe we can all agree with that, right? It can transform abstract textual description into captivating visual masterpieces. But have you ever wondered, how can this technology be applied in your field? Can it improve the way you work? The answer is a resounding yes. From creating photorealistic product mock-ups for marketing campaigns to generating synthetic medical scans for research, this technology is having a major impact across various fields. So today's exploration in this webinar will equip you with the knowledge to understand how this technology works. We'll explore the foundational concepts of generative AI and its significance in computer vision. We'll also look into the mechanism behind generative adversarial network, also known as GANs, and variational autoencoders, VAEs, the powerhouses that is behind creating all these realistic images. So here's what you'll be taking away. We will be understanding the core principles of generative AI and its core in computer vision. We will discover techniques for enhancing image quality and restoring damaged visuals. We will explore how generative AI can be used to create diverse data sets, ultimately, which is going to boost the performance of computer vision models. Now, let's welcome our esteemed crew members for this exciting mission. First up, we have Greenu Sharma, the VP Product Innovation at imagevision.ai. Greenu joins us with over 25 years of experience pioneering AI/ML solutions in computer vision and analytics. Joining him on this exploration is Bhavika Patel, a lead data science engineer at imagevision.ai. Bhavika, a statistic graduate with over a decade of experience, possesses expertise in various sectors, including statistical data analysis, modeling, machine learning, deep learning, and computer vision. Welcome, Greenu and Bhavika. Bhavika, you have the controls. Take it away.
Thank you, Ferlin, for the quick introduction and the brief of today's webinar agenda. Hello and welcome everyone for joining. Before delving into this fascinating world of generative AI and its transformative impact on the computer vision products, let us get familiar with what is actually a generative AI. So, generative AI, which is now also called as Gen AI, is a broad label describing a type of artificial intelligence that can produce new text, images, videos, or audio clips. Technically, this type of AI learns the patterns from the training data and generates new unique outputs with the same statistical properties. There are various techniques or architectures, as just Ferlin mentioned, GANs and VAEs. We'll talk in detail about it, designed by to achieve this such type of outputs. So generative AI model uses prompts, text prompts to guide the content generation, and it uses stands for learning to become more and more proficient. Early Gen AI models were built with specific data types and applications in mind. For example, Google's Deep Dream, which was designed to manipulate and enhance the images. It can produce engaging new visual effects, but the model's development was primarily focused on image processing, and its capabilities do not apply to the other types of data. When I say other types of data, it's like audio, videos, and all. So this Gen AI is evolving quickly. However, an increased number of generative AI models are now multimodal. That means the same model can handle different data prompts or text, different data types. For example, ChatGPT now can process images and text prompts as well. This has been utilized in various applications, from customer service bots to content creation tools, character generation, and many more. So let us take a glance on the evolution of generative AI. Next slide. In 2010, we saw a significant breakthrough in AI with Google introducing the autocomplete feature. So this feature offered suggestions to user for completing their sentences. Mostly we see while we draft an email. So this development showed the potential of AI to enhance user experience by predicting and generating text. 3 years later, in 2013, the introduction of Deep Boltzmann machine paved the way for further advancement in generative model architecture, allowed for more complex data representation, not only just the next two words. So moving on to 2014, there was a major leap in generative AI, which was achieved with the introduction of this GANs networks by Anne Goodfellow and his colleagues. So this breakthrough has been a fundamental in the fields such as image and video generation, enhancing the AI capabilities of creating realistic content. We'll talk in detail about its technical aspects in the upcoming slides. Okay, in 2015, Amazon launched Alexa, a voice-activated AI assistant capable of responding to and taking actions based on human voice commands. There where the introduction of voice has come in. Then fast forward to 2019, OpenAI released GPT-2, a generative pre-trained transformer model that was capable of creating human-like text through natural language processing. Most recently in 2021, OpenAI released the GPT 3.5, which brought advanced language capabilities and significantly enhanced ability to generate meaningful text. Still, we are witnessing a remarkable evolution and advancements emerging every day in generative AI, such as GPT-4 or so. So here it was the overview of the evolution of Gen AI. Let's now delve into the technical aspect of how generative AI creates text and images. So when it comes to generating text, Gen AI models are trained on vast dataset comprising diverse linguistic patterns and structures. So by analyzing this data, Gen AI learns to predict and generate coherent and contextual relevant text. whether it is crafting a story, answering a question, or composing an email. So in the realm of image generation, generative AI utilizes this powerhouses as mentioned by our host, the techniques like GANs and VAs. So first, let's talk about this GANs. So GANs are generative adversarial networks. So they are trained on several popular data sets such as MNIST, CIFAR, COCO, ImageNet, Celeb-A, the millions data, etc., with varied object classes. So these data set provide the raw material to the GAN, which used to learn and how to generate these new images. So by training on this diverse, extensive collection of images along with the text prompts. So text prompts will not just be it will be just not a boy in the picture. It will be elaboration of that particular image. Then only GAN can produce the output that are not realistic but also varied and detailed. It learns about every pattern, every feature in that image along with the text prompt. So GANs consist of these two neural networks that compete against each other. That's a generator and a discriminator. So let's take an example. Generator is an artist whose job is to create a new pieces of art. So the other is a discriminator artist who acts like an art critic, judging whether the artwork is real or fake. So the artist tries to create the art that can fool the critic, while the critic gets better at spotting the fakes. So over time, this back and forth competition makes the artist's artwork so good that it becomes hard to tell apart from the real art. So this is how GAN produces incredibly realistic images, and also the other types of data like video and audio. You can just, realism is there in that. On the other hand, VAEs are another powerful type of generative models which use in generating new data that resembles a given data set. They are particularly good at tasks where understanding the underlying structure of data is very important. So the architecture has two major processes, encoders and decoders. So encoders work by encoding the input data, such as image, to a lower dimensional space and capture the essential features and patterns in the data in a compact form. So this lower dimensional representation is also called as latent space. So the decoder then decodes this latent space representation back into the original image data space, generating new image data that resembles the original ones. It sees that how perfect the discriminator can regenerate the same image. Lot of stuff. So let's take an example. Think of VAs as an expert puzzle solver. Imagine you have a collection of beautiful landscape photos. The VAs takes these photos and learns to break them down into the puzzle pieces. So it studies these pieces to understand the patterns like color, shape, position of the object in the landscape. Then it learns to put these pieces back together to recreate the original photo. So when asked to create a new photo, it understanding how these puzzles pieces fit together to generate the new unique landscape that still look realistic and similar to that the ones it has seen already before. So VA's strength lies in its ability to capture and recreate the essence of the data. So this technique is widely used in applications such as image synthesis, data augmentation, and even creative tasks like art generation. So let us try out the potential of GAN in action. We have put together something for you. We can click on the live demo. So here is a simple UI where you can prompt the text and AI model will generate unique image based on your inputs. So let me type some prompt here. A boy under a banyan tree. So we'll click on generate. Model is processing. Now you will get see on the left side, you can see an image created using our text prompt. So here we have used a pre-trained diffuser network called Stable Diffuser to generate this high quality detailed image. Okay, you can find the GitHub links to try it out yourself. Well, now let's discuss how it produced this image. As I mentioned earlier, it breaks down the sentences into the words and map them to the objects. For example, what we have typed, a boy under a banyan tree. So our model is already trained on boy, how the boy looks, what he wears, how many hands he have, how many head, legs. These all the critical features are learned by GANs. When I said when it is trained on vast data set, this is what it has learned on. And then it will see the banyan tree. It will create how the structure of banyan tree will be there, what would be the color, what would be the leaf structure, example and all. So then it uses NLU to align these objects correctly in an image. I said under a banyan tree, so there is an NLU there under. So then it placed that object of boy image under the tree and then it created an image. So this is how the multiple step, the generator generates boy, then banyan tree, then everything puts together, then discriminator said, no, you have to do it back. Then it does again. And then it creates this, the final one when the discriminator has approved it, that it has unit. Okay. So this is how the breakdown of the words, the text goes into the model and then it creates an image. So let us type the other creative prompt, like a horse walking on the moon. You'll never have an image, right? A horse walking on the moon. So let us type that and click on generate. Wow, the same concept, right? So it will take a horse and then it will put a moon on means it is walking on it. So this is how we can type the text and generate an image. So here, this can be done by ChatGPT and all, but see, we have trained models, so we can integrate with the code simple text, just train it, you'll get your LMM model on spot, right? So we can also try one more prompt with specific climate condition, like street market during rainy season. I want to see a street market, how it looks in during the rainy season, right? So it has that understanding. It is trained on such words and understanding of the climate, that if it is rainy, what kind of climate should be. And then it will add into this image. You can see there is a water on the floor in the rainy season. There is a market, stalls. Market means stalls should be there. So this is how we internally have used these models, Stable Diffusion Network, and then created our own image generation model. Okay. So for custom Stable Diffusion model training, you can always use this pre-trained weights along with the sample images and the text prompts describing those images. This approach helps the model to learn and generate image tailored to your specific use case. And then you can use that model, right? So there are not only Stable Diffusion, we have other models like Dreamlike, Wakeful Diffusion, DALI Mini, Deep Fluid, Open Journey. So these are all the open source architecture which you can just have a GitHub this links and then you can try it out on your system, right? So we'll move on to the next. So here is a critical technique in enhancing image quality. that we at imagevision.ai integrate to enhance our model accuracies in our Vision AI products. So computer vision AI products rely on visual data to function effectively. So clear and detailed images enable algorithm to accurately identify and analyze the visual data for tasks such as object detection, image classification, and quality inspection in industries like manufacturing and healthcare. So techniques such as noise reduction and resolution enhancements play a vital role in addressing challenges like image artifacts and low quality visuals. So there comes SR GANs, a type of AI model designed to increase the resolution and clarity of image. They also use a GAN architecture to achieve this. So SR GANs consists of generator and a discriminator, but here the rules will change. So the generator is responsible for creating high resolution image from a low resolution inputs. It uses deep learning technique to add those details and sharpen the image, making it look more clearer and more detailed, like an artist who adds the details to the sketch and make it look realistic. The discriminator evaluates these generated images, determining how realistic they look compared to the real high resolution image. So it helps the generator improve by providing feedback on how realistic the generated images are. So when training this SR GANs, one of the key metrics used is the perceptual loss. So when the discriminator will be satisfied that the generated image is realistic based on this loss function that is called perceptual loss. So perceptual loss internally consists of two concepts, that is content loss and then adversarial loss. So the content loss focuses on preserving the essential details and structures present in the original high resolution image. Imagine you have a low resolution image of a landscape. The content loss function measures how closely the generated high resolution image version resembles the original image in terms of crucial details like the shape of the tree, the texture of the rocks, the contours of the hill, the color of the sea, mountains, placements. So by minimizing this content loss during the training, the generator learns to produce the images that faithfully capture these key features of real high resolution image. Whereas the adversarial loss operates within this framework, it pushes the generator to constantly improve by making its output visually convincing enough to deceive the discriminator. So this loss ensures that the generated image maintains the natural appearances, such as realistic textures, colors, or structures, which I have mentioned. So here, I would like to share one of our project in collaboration with our partners who are responsible for managing the national highways infrastructure. The project overview was by leveraging AI vision technology, we have to automate inspection process and analyze the data from the drone imagery to predict the road maintenance needs, such as road quality and the analytics of the plantations between the Chineses. So given the built-in limitation in image quality from the drones, we explored implementing GANs to enhance the clarity and detail without inflating the operational costs. So we trained and deployed latest Swin IR GANs in real-time processing pipeline, integrated it with the image processing system to enhance incoming low-resolution image before before subsequent analysis or distribution of it. So this is how, using a simple GAN architecture, we have converted our low resolution into high resolution image, wherein our model can predict and provide the analytics there without any false positives. So this was a one case. Next, moving on to the next slide, The other crucial technique, that is image inpainting and restoration. This technique is used to fill in missing parts of the image or restore the damaged areas, making them essential for applications such as restoring old photographs, repairing damaged digital images, and filling in missing data in the medical images. Okay. For example, these days, you might have seen people adding a family member to the old photographs seamlessly, recreating the photo as if the person has always been a part of that moment. So this process actually can cherish memories to the life, merging past and present. Not only that, not only we can add the elements, we can add the persons, but we can also remove the unwanted objects from the photo without any visual distortions, making it look like the object was never there. Isn't it amazing? So these impressive feats are made possible by GANs. So if you look into the architecture here the training data for these models typically consists of the image with artificially created holes or noise or mask alongside with a clean counterpart. Okay, so these data sets stimulate various types of image degradation to teach the model how to reconstruct missing or damaged regions. So the training architecture often employs the CNNs that use a sliding window approach to learn the surrounding context of the missing areas. So this network apply a varied of filters to generate the realistic and seamless inpainting, ensuring that the reconstructed parts blend naturally with the rest of the image. So this approach allows the model to effectively understand and replicate the textures, colors, and details, resulting in high quality restored image. Okay, with that, I can give you an example. You can explore a DeepFill V2. It is an open source framework designed for this generative inpainting task, which can support Python language as well. So as we have explored these two techniques, data augmentation and inpainting, which helps us to improve the quality of image. Now we'll go into another important aspect of building high performance models called data augmentation to truly maximize the effectiveness of our computer vision models. We not only enhance the image quality, but also we need to ensure that the model is robust and versatile. So there comes our data augmentation technique. So data augmentation process is a key in making our model robust by expanding and diversifying the training data sets. So it applies various transformations to the existing data, such as rotations, translations, color adjustments, leading to better generalization and accuracy. As I mentioned earlier slide, we can also use generator and discriminator in generating more training samples with all this varied transformation and enrich our training data set. There's also one more technique called style transfer. Using style transfer GANs, we apply different styles to the existing image while keeping the essential features intact. So this technique allows for creative edits, like making it look like a photo was taken in a different season or location. You can have the same person, but the background can be changed seamlessly. Okay. So let me introduce you to our product, Inspect Pro, an advanced 360-degree inspection system for a 5-gallon empty bottle using computer vision technology. Through the integration of this data augmentation and style transfer, we have significantly improved the precision and the recall metrics of our AI vision model. To go in detail, the requirement from the customer was to identify defects like foreign particles or discoloration anywhere on the water bottle and reject the defective bottle from the production line. So these defect particles include paper, other objects, or even a transparent material. So the initial challenge was the lack of defect data, as this data could appear in various forms and shapes, and there is no historical data available for training on AI models. Therefore, our only option was to gather the data from the existing production line equipped with cameras. After a week, we found out that the data collected was limited and the defects were not consistently found across all the regions of the bottle. So to overcome this, we have augmented our data set, which we have collected, by generating diverse stimulated defects with the text prompts, describing the defect variations using GANs. So these stimulated defects were based on actually the inputs and the potential defect scenarios gathered during the discussions with the customer. So the second challenge was the tough production environment, the dusty conditions, water droplets on the bottles, and the high humidity. So these conditions frequently led to inaccuracy of our AI model, resulting in false predictions. So to address this issue, we employed this style transfer, one of the architecture called cycle GAN, which significantly improved our model performance. So it generates synthetic data that replicate the low lightning conditions, water droplets, and dust accumulations. Then we significantly trained our AI model to navigate these real-world challenges with greater accuracy and reliability without installing the whole system in the production. So we got our model accurate to these real-world conditions before it gets on live. So this use case actually highlights the transformative impact of generative AI models, showcasing their ability to enhance not just the image generation, but also the performance of vision AI models and beyond. There are also other GAN models other than this cycle GAN or whatever we have mentioned here for the varied data types. So for audio data, you can use the models like WaveGAN, MELGAN. For text data, transformers are the highly effective. And then when dealing with the time series data, RNN and LSTM works well. And then if you have a tabular data, then conditional variational autoencoders are commonly employed. So you can try it out all this based on your use case. Now that we have explored these techniques behind the GANs and seen how they have applied in our own Vision AI product, similarly, GANs have been a powerful tool for driving innovation in various industries, such as healthcare. Healthcare, we always see the challenge of limited data. When I say limited data, it's like limited labeled data, because we need an expertise to say that what that in particular image, what is that class, or how is it to classify it. Okay, so based on this, as same as what I have mentioned earlier in our product, the challenge. So here in healthcare also, we can use data augmentation technique to generate this synthetic medical images to train radiological AI models. By applying this, they can enhance the accuracy in detecting abnormalities, therefore improving the diagnostic precision and efficiency. In entertainment, there is a notable trend towards utilizing GANs for crafting lifelike characters, animations, immersive environments in films and games. So this technology innovation enhances the visual appeal and the gameplay experience of games and films, leading to increased player engagement and sales. So in automotive applications for training and testing autonomous vehicle AI model, they are using generative AI to stimulate driving scenarios. So this approach enhances the model performance in real world conditions and improve their ability to handle unpredictable situations on road, rather than going on road and creating an accident. Okay. In manufacturing, as mentioned in the previous slide, talking about our product VisionSpec Pro, integration with the production line will enhance the detection of product defects This implementation leads to fewer defects, reduce waste, increase the production efficiency. Not only in retail and fashion, we have seen the virtual try-on feature, which has been an exceptional technology advancement made, allowing customers to see the clothes on virtual models. So this integration significantly enhanced the online shopping journey, boosting sales, decreasing return rate by delivering a personalized and interactive shopping experience. So with this, I'll move to next slide. Why do we choose GAN as an overall overview? So first and foremost, it's because of its ability of creating unique and imaginative designs or illustrations. It has created possibilities in every industry. With stimulated images, it maintains the realism so that the AI models get trained on real-time environments. It helps in improving the quality of trained data using data augmentation. Easy training on the custom data sets helps in enhancing the personalization for our particular use case. Applicability and adaptability of this Gen AI techniques in various industries demonstrates its versatility in every industry. Okay, here are the 6 major key reasons why all the industries want to integrate Gen AI with their current products. With this, we'll move on to the next slide on challenges and limitations. On the positive side, as I mentioned, generative AI is already being used to enhance the productivity and hopefully allowing people to redirect their time and energy towards more high valuable tasks. In research fields where the data is limited or costly to procure, generative AI is stimulating or augmenting the data and helps to speed up the research outcomes. Our current coronavirus vaccine discovery was also done with the help of Gen AI architecture that helped the rapid development of the vaccine, helping the curve to spread the COVID-19 sooner than anticipated. Right? So in manufacturing, generative AI models are used to generate virtual prototypes. In the enterprises, Gen AI is used to customize marketing messages based on individual preferences. On the negative side, generating realistic data raises a privacy concern, especially when it involves sensitive information. Malicious actors have been abusing the technology to clone voices and conducting phishing exploits. Misuse of AI-generated content, example deepfakes, needs to be addressed in this case. Ensuring consistent high-quality outputs is also a challenging issues like where model generates similar outputs regardless of n number of inputs and the lack of diversity in generated sample can affect the reliability of the models. So generative AI models require significant computational resource and time for training, inference, and fine-tuning. Scaling up to the large data sets and deploying the models in real-world applications can be computationally intensive and costly. So here it affects the environment a lot. Coming to limitations, generative AI models have the potential to exhibit biasness. They can produce unintended outputs because it is trained on some data set. So it tries to give you a unique thing out of that data set itself, right? So it has that biasness in it. Or it struggles to generalize to unseen data. For your custom use case and all, it cannot. So it's crucial to recognize these limitations and risks to ensure responsible development of AI technology. So with this, I'll now hand it over to Grenu to delve deeper into the exciting possibilities offered by generative AI. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Bhavika. That was a long session for you. I know that you have been explaining it in detail. Hopefully, the teams who are all listening probably might have a lot of questions. We'll answer those things towards the end of the session. definitely we'll try to address most of the questions as possible in the session itself. Now, coming back to the future, it's future. I think I'm just thinking I was talking about this slide, and then I thought, okay, fine. What's evolution of AI? And if I want to talk about future, what happened the last 6 months? That's what I was just wondering. Yeah, there was generative AI is not a new concept. Definitely, all know that AI has been there in the market, and then you have been seeing bits and pieces of AI being used in chatbots and assistants, chatbot assistants, and all the stuff. But if you all agree that by the advent of ChatGPT in the last year, there has been a very tremendous growth and tremendous progress. I'll not say growth, tremendous progress with respect to the advancements what we have made with generative AI. So if I were to say about the future, probably I may go wrong also, because we don't know what's going to happen in the next 6 months, because that is the type of development which is happening across this particular technology space. But we all know that things are going to change, and then things are going to change in a very rapid phase. And people have tasted the advantage, the huge advantage of using generative AI and making automation possible in their respective businesses. So you need to really see that automation probably is the key word going forward. How to use generative AI and the related AI, traditional AI technologies to automate and support the human in accomplishing their task. Probably that will be a statement which actually remains constant and consistent. But how fast it is going to change, where are the areas it is going to get implemented, those are all can be like, probably in this moment I can explain something. Don't blame me if this is going to change in the next a week or so, because that's how the things are getting changed. Because we don't know what companies like Google, Microsoft, OpenAI are going to have in their kitty in the next 1 week to release. They are seeing a whole lot of race happening between these big shots. And then probably it is good for the people, technology lovers like us. Definitely there is a lot of things in hand they are going to release. And it is on the advantage of the people. We need to ensure that these are being used for the advantage of the people. See, I'm not exaggerating it, because you yourself know that after OpenAI coming up with ChatGPT, you have Google coming up, you have Amazon coming up with systems, generative of the stuff, Salesforce coming up, Bloomberg, Meta, etc. Many organizations are coming up with their own generative AI, catering to their specific needs, or some are for general part. And there are a lot of custom generative AI model which has been developed, which Bhavika was explaining about the stable diffusion and all those alternatives, where you can always come up with your own custom model. So the bottom line is like, things are changing, and then future is going to be a lot of involvement of lot of enhancement which is going to happen with generative AI. Now let's see what are actually, if you really want to see that, if you really do a retrospection of what actually is getting generated now. First being, they address the text part of it. Natural line LLM models are being getting generated. So where are the LLM models are being used? Okay, so now we can just draw a line saying that, okay, fine, wherever text is used, people are trying to automate that. So where are the areas where text is being used? Customer service support, where you have chatbot and chat assistants. You use text there. You use content generation there. So basically that particular system will continue to grow. So you may think that ChatGPT is giving you a lot of inputs, and then whether are we going to make great progress on that, or did we made great progress on that or not? Yes, we have made substantial progress on that text generation and content generation, but still you see that there are need for reliability or the sustainability of this particular solution to scale up and then deliver what is actually as a source of truth, right? So basically people are working on the reliability of this. How long I can really believe on what the output we're getting generated. So that is something which going to be extensively worked upon during the coming years. Probably in the future, you will be able to really see that adoption of this technology will be more when the model can actually explain it and with transparency that how they are going to generate this data, whether that can be generated, the generated data can be what you trusted or not. So that is something which actually there is an area where a lot of development is going to happen. So that is something which we can say that when is going to happen, probably it will take time. Probably I can say that in the next 10 to 20 years, you are going to see a lot of improvement happening in these areas. Now, not only NLM, because you have seen that NLU is something she was mentioning about when we was talking about the stable diffusion model. You need to understand. So understand in the context-based understanding. So we are going to do that. And another thing will be like how you are going to ensure that these understanding are personalized also, right? So when it comes to businesses like marketing or e-commerce, really where the content need personalization, it can be marketing or it can be sales also, where you want to have a personalized message have to be sent across to the customer or your stakeholder. Probably that's an area where you see a lot of development happening in this particular generative AI part, basically from the text side. Now, people have been always seeing about okay, fine, text is fine. Text is a major area where people are using because use cases are people started adopting that. Because one thing what you really need to see here is, yes, technology is there. How we are going to commercialize the technology. Based on that, more and more people will be investing on that technology. So now with the text and the content generation, you have seen people using it. Basically on the marketing, sales, and the education side, healthcare side, you're using a lot of content generation part, basically with chatbot, assistant, and etc. etc. Now, coming on to the creativity side, we were talking about the entertainment field. Now, entertainment field also is going to extensively use generative AI. You might have seen that a lot of messages and lot of social media messages coming up saying that people have created movies with generative AI. But if it says that generated movie using generative AI, it is not that mature. We all know that people who have dealt with that particular generating that movie really know that how much easy it to generate a movie from a particular text or a particular image. It's not as easy as how do you generate a content using ChatGPT. So still development is going to happen during that area. Think about the area where you can generate an image, but you can generate a moving sequences also for that image. Currently, if you really explore the Gen AI models which are available for video generation from the images or from the text, the continuity of that scenes are not that great. Okay, the quality at which the continuity, the movements of the objects which are there according to the context, those are all not that great. Whatever the samples what you see over the internet and social media, there are a lot many tools which brought together, and too much of interventions from the human is required to generate maybe a 1 minute video like that. So, but that is the area where people are focused on how to ensure that you come up with Gen AI model, whether the entertainment field can be completely automated by the same way you are generating the text using the ChatGPT. So that is something which we really see that getting into prosperity, actually saying that basically in the next coming years, generating movie scenes, creativity coming in, applying creativity to the entertainment field. So you can just visualize that how it is going to impact the society, how it is going to impact the industry when these type of tools are coming right way where you can easily use it. The usage of use is going to be very, very high degree where it can be even operated by a child. That's how it is going to happen, right? Now, that is the case with audio. That is the case with video, sorry. Now coming back to audio. Audio is also, we have seen that bits and pieces of information where people generate music from the audio, from this particular Gen AI. But how much quality oriented, reliable music, sustainable music you can generate, that is yet to develop. Probably things are being shaped on that also. I want to just take an example where recently one of our customer came back to us saying that I really want to, I know that generative AI being used for customer service where you can have your chatbot using the chatbot talking to the customers for customer service. But I know that I have a stakeholder base where I have huge number of telecallers where they sit and actually answer to the calls for the customers. Basically, it's not like chatting. Probably most of the customers probably say that they don't want to chat to a robot. They really want to pick up the phone and then talk to a person so that their concerns can be addressed. So they were asking us, can we actually use Gen AI model to automate this? Basically, you need to understand that, okay, the automation is not the automation like what you see in chatbot. It is like I pick up the phone for a customer service, dialing to the service number. I say that hello, and I just want to listen a human voice on the other end. So the usage was like, the customer problem statement was like, can I have somebody using Gen AI where the audio coming from the customer should be converted to a text or to an audio where I have a model where it can interpret, understand that text and be personalized and then give a particular answer, response back to the customer like a human after understanding the context and understanding the personalized the system there. So this was one of the use case which given. Technically, I'll say that with the Gen AI progress what we are making, it is completely possible. But how much will be the reliability of the solution? How much will be the customer will be satisfied by the context or the kind of personalization what we can bring into this particular thing. Think about a case where this is being automated. So this is the impact with this generative AI is going to make in this industry with audio calling facility. So I was just surprised to see that, okay, fine, there are many type of application now coming up, but they are coming to the reliability part, they are not up to that mark. So these are all, see, there is a huge demand on these areas, and I'm sure that future is for there. These are all the apps which are going to come up and then going to automate and collaborate with human. Collaborate, I want to just emphasize the word that collaborate with human to enhance the efficiency and support the human to actually service the customer. So that is something which actually I see in future. We can see that things are going to happen. Now, another modality what we have seen is like probably code generator from us. I see that a lot of engineers or the students have been joining this session. Now, how come they will be actually benefited with this particular generative AI? I'm sure that they might already using ChatGPT for their thesis presentations, content generations, and all those stuff. I'm sure that most of us will be generating code easily using the ChatGPT or the other generative AI model. I'm sure that this is going to the next level. Okay, now this is going to the next level. How do you personalize? How do you ensure the designing a prototype using Gen AI? So those are all the areas where this architecting a system for a particular problem statement. So those are all the things which I foresee that things are going to mature, and we can take that particular architecture and then deploy it. So these are all the areas where from the code modularity, if you see in the future is lying with that. And from the code perspective, you see that data set generation, she already mentioned about augmentation and data set generation. We have been using it. The stable diffusion model, which we are talking about, we have already been using the customized model for generating the test data for our customers, which probably may not be useful by using ChatGPT, DALL-E, or any other generative model which are currently available in the market. So it is not like that this particular, business is completely taken away by the big giants, but there are scope for us to customize the Gen AI model, come up with our own Gen AI model so that we can generate personalized solution for customers. So that is actually is all opportunities coming in. Images we already talked about, generating images, editing images, primarily in the areas. I'll say that these functionalities, when you talk about the possibilities in future, each industries will be the affected impact on each industries will be different. If you talk about content generation, e-commerce, marketing, sales, education, healthcare, you can see that these are all the industries where content generation will be impacted, and content generation will be hugely, supported by the Gen AI features. Now, when it comes to other industries like retail or software engineering, you can see that again, customer service is going to be, so content generation, chatbots is going to be a huge impact on this particular field. Now, when it comes to retail, that's what customer and software, we also talk about generating the prototyping code, coming up with design. These are all impacted. So based on the different verticals of industries, based on what functionalities we want to implement, this type of AI, generative AI customization differs. Personalization will be a huge thing which is going to come up, okay? Recommendation systems, which is going to be highly personalized for customers to sell the product from the sales team. Those are all things going to be the future of AI, generative AI. Now, I want to just touch upon, we have talked about a lot about the possibilities of generative AI in different fields. At the same time, we also need to really worry a little bit, not a little bit, we should be worrying about how we are going to actually enhance and control the different parameters like security, safety, biasness, fairness, etc., IP infringement, etc. This is going to be a bigger, area where we'll have a lot of opportunities and a lot of things going to come up in these areas also. When the generative AI are growing in the other verticals, at the same time, you will see that how to ensure that we come up with proper compliance rules, proper standards, proper regulations based on the regions for implementing and ensuring that the models they are being generating are adhering to the compliance of that particular region or not. They are ensuring that whether the safety and security or the privacy of the stakeholders or the customers or the users are being taken care or not. That will be another wing which will be having huge, tremendous growth in the coming future, right? So definitely it has to be there. Now, if you know that the last year we have the AI EU rules regulations act has been released. Most of the companies which is currently operating in EU regions has been impacted because there was no regulation as of now. EU have the GDPR and all for the data privacy and then the security part. But when the huge growth of generative has been coming up, there was actually a neutral stand being taken across the world where they don't want to actually stop the innovation, what is happening in these areas, just because implementing restricting it from people coming up with new innovation. So, but when you see that one of the threat, what Bhavika was mentioning about the deep fake and all the stuff, people have seen the threat also associated with generative AI if we are leaving it just without any control. So there will be a lot of opportunities and future coming up in applying this regulation and reviewing these particular models before you being actually designing it itself. Like what you have cybersecurity tension, cybersecurity issues where you design it for, you design your generative AI model for cybersecurity. You design your cybersecurity for biasness and fairness. You design it for not ensuring that it is not infringing to any of the IP of another customers. So these are all the areas where you will see huge amount of growth and huge amount of opportunities coming in. And at the end of the day, you'll see as a human race, we getting benefited. efficiency will be improving, customers will be satisfied, we will get more and more products which are actually makes our life easy, and we'll be coming up with more and more secured projects which will ensure the safety of our family and our friends to live in this world. So with that, let's take a pause, and I will see that, okay, fine. Probably I'll cover most of the things which you can, and I think that you can take it from here, because future is like it's like a white paper where you can have many things happening. That's what I said in the start of my session. These are all some pointers which we are saying. You will have many opportunities coming up in these areas. You take an industry, and then you see that there will be some areas where you can actually use generative AI for automating it. Now, having said that, I will also say that, see, now there is a trend I'm seeing that generative AI is there. Should I use it, or is it mandate to use it or not? There is something sometimes when we go to some of the customers, they have a problem statement and then say that use generative AI for it. But sometimes we have to educate the customer saying that generative AI is not the one-stop solution for everything, right? So you really need to see that, okay, fine, you can be the forerunner, front runner for implementing generative AI in your organization, but definitely ensure that you have identified your use cases which are really requiring the generative AI solution. Otherwise, you will not be using this generative AI for the right solution. So one more thing which we all need to be really aware about is identify the use cases which are worth for applying generative AI. Don't just get into generative AI because generative AI technology is going. But at the same time, you know that generative AI is coming. So an effort should be always there to explore options where you can actually see what the forefront runners are doing, what are the opportunities there, what industry you are in, what specific use cases which you really need automation, which can be in line with using generative AI. With that, I will take a break here and then hand it over to Ferlin to the next steps. Thank you.
Thank you, Greenal. Thank you, Bhavika. Well, now we have come to the end of our space vision into the world of leveraging generative AI in computer vision. Again, thank you to you both. So now I know that we've gone a little bit ahead or like beyond the time, but it's fine. We'll be taking a few questions here that has come up. I know most of you have been eager to ask, and I do see a lot of questions that's popping up in the chat window. That's very fascinating. Let's take the first question that came in from Joel. What are the potential applications of generative AI in the field of education?
Oh, great question. Generative AI in the field of education, I could remember three applications. The first one which comes to my mind can be a personalized learning. These days, students need the material which is tailored to their needs, right? So the personalized learning can be used, can come into picture where creating a customized learning materials tailored to the individual student needs. And then second thing is tutoring system, developing intelligent tutoring system that adapts to the student's performance. Content creation, generating educational content such as practice problems and interactive stimulations. Language learning, enhancing their language learning with AI-generated conversational practice. They can improve their communication skill by, having that stimulated environment. These are the common applications which right now comes in mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhavika. I hope that answers your question, Joel. We've got another question from Daryl here. He asked, what are the considerations for deploying generative AI model in edge devices?
Another great question, edge devices. Generative AI being so huge architecture. So how we can fit in those edge devices? Edge devices is nothing but a common mobile or app deployment. So when we use when deploying this generative AI in edge devices, we should actually consider few points: model size and its complexity, because when you choose a generative AI architecture, it has many layers. So how you ensure that model is lightweight by optimizing to run on devices with limited computational resource. So you can reduce your layers. As mentioned by Grinu, you can use this architectures tailored to your specific use case and design the network which is lightweight. The second thing is not only the architecture, you have to see its processing time. How is it achieving the real-time performance? Its power consumption. The menu model running on your edge devices, we have to see that it takes the power consumption so that you don't extend the battery, so that you can extend the battery life on edge devices. Then hardware compatibility of that model, ensuring that the model can run on a specific architecture and capable of that edge device. For this, actually, most of this we have currently AI YOLO has been taking place, but then we have to see that how Gen AI can come in this hardware compatibility. And then the most important feature is the security. So how you implement the measure to secure your model on the device. Not only the model, the data, what you are gathering from the device. So how you give an unauthorized, how you control the access of it. So that we have to take care before it. Yeah. So these are the few things when you think of deploying generative AI model on edge devices.
Yeah, I just want to add one more thing to all those points what Bhavika has added. She's already talked about the complexity of the model, right? So when we talk about complexity, the person you have asked, I just want to also mention that this particular design, you should really start from your, if you really know that your model is going to be deployed on an edge device, ensure that you are designing the model for edge device, okay? And ensure that you are designing the model for that particular use case. Don't come up with pre-trained model, or don't use use for generic models and all, because your model is going to be heavy. That's what Bhavika was mentioning. Your complexity of the model, you really need to ensure that the task what it is required, only the critical task what you really want to achieve, design your model for that, so that your network will be less complex. When I say network will be less complex, you really need to say that you know that your network has a lot of layers. Ensure that you have only the key features being filtered, so that your number of parameters, we call it as dimensions, right? Number of parameters are minimal to the critical need what you really want to achieve. That is important. So what she already told is, you really need to ensure that the complexity of the model should be actually designed first. You need to really ensure that the complexity should be less. What does you really need to ensure that the layers are what is needed only. You really need to ensure that the parameters, the feature engineering you need to do, where you need to take only the critical parameters, so that you don't end up with millions of parameters. With millions of parameters means you need higher resources. And edge devices, as she mentioned, you have limited resources. So I think these I just want to add that point also, so that whoever is working, I know that many people from the embedded systems have been joined for this particular webinar, so that will be helpful for them. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Grino. Thank you, Bhavika. So we'll be taking, I think, 2 more questions now. for the day. The next question comes from Divya, a software engineer by profession. She asked, how can generative AI assist in predictive maintenance for industries?
Okay, to answer that, how generative AI can assist in predictive maintenance. Predictive maintenance is nothing but the system has to tell that when the system goes down or we have a downtime. So in industry such as when we talk about manufacturing and all, they in that what they can do is they can use generative AI to generate synthetic data of equipment failures and then augment that training data set of an AI model where the AI model can tell the next predicted when the equipment can fail. And then the second thing is anomaly detection. So using generative AI, we can detect anomalies and predict potential failures before they occur. Then stimulating of operating conditions. We have listened about the digital twins. So we can stimulate the various operation conditions to understand and then predict their maintenance needs. Then we can enhance our sensor data also by improving the quality. If it is a camera is a sensor, then how we'll improve the quality of any images and all, and then resolution to have a better insights. So with this, I think we can have assist in predictive maintenance by using generative AI.
Yeah, I think Bhavika, we can also share that experience from our Visual Inspect Pro. You were mentioning about a product where we did predictive maintenance. An interesting thing what we did was recently was talking about audio, right? So we are talking about audio, and then we have big conveyors in the system, and then the conveyor moves on. It has a particular sound coming in with a particular frequency, right? And when there is some problem with the conveyor, you really have a different sound coming out from that. This is very innovative, actually. Probably I just want to tell this in this particular webinar to make sure that the team who are attending get excited of this, because we never thought that that could be a solution for our future. But generative AI with audio, we are able to actually understand that sound differences and then actually see that there is some problem with the can be some problem in future that can happen for the conveyor, and then we can alert the people for doing a predictive maintenance part. So that is something which actually was very novel for us, which recently we have invented and applied in one of our product in vision inspection industry. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So we'll take up the last question for the day. This is a question from Rahul. He's an ML engineer, and he asked, what is your suggestion on adopting generative AI as part of organization product roadmap? Is it a mandatory step? Are there mandatory steps to be taken?
Yeah, I will take that question, probably because in the top futures, right, future forecast, I was just explaining, touching this point, probably that might have triggered Rahul to ask that question. Yes, definitely, the world is changing. This is a new technology, evolving technology. Definitely, it should be there in the product roadmap for all the organization. But caution, one point is there. Definitely, you need to write the point. What I was mentioning is definitely you need to really see your industry, see your function, find your right use case where you can actually take the generative AI as a solution for your problem statement. So definitely to answer that question, definitely for your roadmap, you have to be there. Otherwise, you will miss the competitive edge, because every organization is trying to utilize the enormous power of generative AI to become efficient and then to come up with innovative products for the customers and then finally make profit in the market. So if you are really not putting that in the roadmap, probably you are losing the competitive edge. Definitely you have to put that in your roadmap, but at the same time, you really need to walk toward with your organization to find the particular use cases which are relevant for your industry, which are actually which will be sold by generative AI and which can be commercialized at the end. Hope that answers question. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Grino. I think it's almost time now, so we'll be wrapping it up. I know that most of you guys have also asked a lot of questions, and probably will be sending out answers to you either by mail. Thank you everyone for joining us today and for your active participation. As we conclude our webinar, I hope you found the session insightful. I know I did. So we will be sharing a recording of the session with all the attendees, so you can revisit any segments that you'd like to review or you might have missed. You can expect an email from us with the link to the recording soon. If you have any more questions or you need further information, please don't hesitate to email us at hello@imagevision.ai. We're here to help, and we do look forward to continuing this conversation. Thanks again for being part of this webinar. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you all.